Notion lovers, today you will master how to send emails with Notion to Gmail, setting up Zapier filters, and of course, making use of the power of automation. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I can say this now because it's my second video. BAM! Today we will master how we can send emails with Notion and enter the magical world of automation. What we are going to do is automatically sending our Notion entries to our email, in this case Gmail. We do this with some of our bookmarks which we saved in the prior video to Notion. If you missed that, find the link in the description below. The reason why we do this is because that way it is easily shareable with anyone, and that in turn can be further automated. For example, every time I save a new recipe or a travel location, I can send this automatically to my partner. Because right now you can only share the whole database in Notion and not a single item, and we don't want that. In this example I use Zapier, because I found that Zapier is A, the easiest tool to automate things, and B, has the most implementation for services it can automate. I also like IFTTT, but I couldn't do this automation with it. On that note, I'm also curious what tools you are using. Please let me know in the comments. I use the Zapier free tier, which allows us to do 100 zaps equals 100 automation operation per month, which is nice. So let's jump right into my account. I skipped the part of making an account because it's super easy. Alright, the first thing is to enable Notion for Zapier. So we go into Notion, then settings and members, my connections, and then we select the three dots in the Zapier connection and simply search for the template. Click on it and confirm it by clicking the blue update access button. Done. So let's jump into my account and create the Notion to Gmail zap. In the list below you see I created already this zap in the past, so let's redo it again. So we connect the app Notion with the app Gmail. The trigger is a new database item, and when this trigger is fired, an email is sent. And yes, we want to try this out. Now you are in the edit mode of the zap. We fine tune this trigger now. In here we select our account first and select the database. If you can find the database, refresh the page. If it still won't come up, you might want to check the Zapier connection in Notion. Next is to test the trigger. And yes, this looks good. Great, now it's time for the second step, where we set up Gmail. Obviously we select and connect the Gmail account first. Here we allow Zapier access to our account. Now we configure the email, i.e. what part of our Notion entry we are sending via email. While connecting Gmail with Zapier in the step before, we selected sender and receiver, which is the same in this case. Next is the subject of the email. I'm going to put the type of mission or project and the title of our Notion entry. For the body type we select HTML because we want to include hyperlinks. Then we create the content of the email. We are going to include the following items: title, URL of the Notion entry, URL of the bookmark, the task or operation, and the notes, which contains in our case the train of thought and the action we want to do with this bookmark. This is the final result including the HTML markup. You can pause the video here and make a screenshot for reference. Okay, let's test the action. Oh, we forgot something, but Zapier conveniently tells us here what was the mistake and reminds us. To send a message it needs at least one to, CC or address. Well, it turned out we set this up. What was missing was the name of the sender. Okay, fixed. Now let's retest the action. Okay, test looks good. Let's jump into my Gmail account. And yes, the test email also arrived here. So right now every new bookmark will be forwarded to our email. With a filter we can narrow this down. To create a filter, we press the plus button below our Notion trigger. Next we select filter by Zapier. Now we are looking for the mission or project because we only want two of them to be forwarded to our email. We do this by simply filtering them for text, in this case travel adventures and tasty troves. Okay, let's test this time manually with the new bookmark to see if this is working. So we save a new recipe into Notion and double check if that worked. Now back in Zapier, click on the three dots next to our zap. Here you can manually trigger the zap. And again, this looks good. It says it triggered one item, so let's have a look if it passed the filter and arrived in Gmail. And yes, it did. Wicked! You might already saw that this email is also sorted into the right label in Gmail. I set up a filter in Gmail in the very same way like in Zapier, which filtered out the subject text and put it into the according label. You find the Gmail filters under Settings, See All Settings, Filters and Blocked Addresses. The last thing to do is publish a zap, and now you are good to go. Alright, I hope this was helpful. If so, consider liking or leave me a comment. And in the next video we will master YouTube Shorts, which is decoding the art of powerful shorts and at the same time creating them like on the assembly line. And also, you guessed it, distributing it in the most efficient yet effortless way you can think of. Now I'm actually thinking it's a bigger topic, so I make it a series. So if this sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing, and until then, have a beautiful day.